So, two things I wanted to do today. I wanted to show you something different and, talk to you about like how you come up with a dish. I generally find it's about 3 in the morning. And you go, yeah, I've got it. And I leap out of the bed and my wife goes, oh, not again, here we go. But this one particular time, I love spiders. Who likes spiders? Coke floats, get the Coke, get some vanilla ice cream and mix it up, it's pretty good. And I thought, I want to be able to do one of those desserts, but I want to be able to work out how I can, I can't serve a glass of Coca-Cola and a ball of vanilla ice cream and charge $16 for it. So I've got to think outside the square what I can do. And then this guy came along with this new product that is all about New Zealand. It's called Manuka Gold. And the reason that I want to use this and I like it is because it's all about New Zealand. Nobody can replicate Manuka around the world. When I see somebody develop a product that it's so different and tastes so good, then I want to try and use it. So I want to make an Intergalactic Manuka Gold rock. Wow. All right, so you better taste some first to see whether you think I'm on track. So we'll just all have a little taste. Now, I'll tell you what, how I love this. Pour it over ice, some fresh lime juice, and top it with ginger beer, because this is pretty sweet. Come and do some waitressing, Anna. And if I give you enough of this, you'll all love my dish, right?
This is going to test my skills. There we are, guys.
And Matt, you can bring one up the front because you're going to do some cooking with me today. Come on.
All right, cool.
Smells of Manuka honey, doesn't it?
So it's a honey liqueur.
It's a Manuka honey liqueur, which is, Manuka's New Zealand, right? I want you to melt me some chocolate.
Okay.
All right? Don't over melt it. What I'm going to put inside our Intergalactic rock is a gel. And I'm going to make a Manuka Gold gel. I've got 100 mils of the Manuka Gold going in here, and I'm using agar, and it goes in. Okay, so I mix that in thoroughly, and we get that on there. So it's for jellification. I'm just going to bring that up to the boil, because the important thing is that it does boil. That's the trick when using agar. And the one thing you can't do with using agar is use things with acidity. If it has an acid medium, it won't gellify. So there it is, up to the boil, and we better have some more of this Manuka Gold in there, another 100 mils, because I boiled the alcohol out of the first lot, and I want a little bit of alcohol, so now I'm adding the rest in there. There we go. Pour the Manuka Gold liqueur gel into a vessel that we can set it in. Pop that into the fridge so it can set. So I've got 10 egg yolks, and I've got some sugar here, and I've got 1/4 cup of cream, and I've got the zest of 1 orange, and I've used a microplane to get that, so we'll just get that zest in there. Now the one thing that I want to get into our mix here is just like a pinch of salt in there, because we know sweet things always need a little bit of salt, or even sometimes a little bit of chili. Some people will make chocolates and put this tiniest amount of chili in it that you can't taste it, not like Brenton the other day where it's like with that milkshake, but just a touch, so you don't even know it's there, but it just makes it yummy to eat. So what we need to do is cream this up. I want that blended until it's sort of white and creamy, yeah? So what we're making is a sabayon at this stage, okay? Okay, Matt, that looks good. Let's turn that off. We've got 1½ leaves of gelatine. And it's important that you soften it in a cold liquid. So I've actually got some orange juice that we're going to pour in there, and we'll leave that for a couple of minutes, and the gelatin leaf will begin to soften. All right, so let's come over here, get this on our heat, and we're looking for 70 degrees now, but we want to mix it around. We don't want it to catch on the side of the bowl because there's egg yolks in there, and we want to cook them.
Okay.
So it's a little bit like, making the béarnaise or the hollandaise, similar sort of thing, but this is a sabayon. Now, making its debut act. What do you think of these, mate?
Wow, they're pretty impressive.
When Brenton gets his TV show, he's getting one as well, all right? Simon Gault range of cookware. So we can have a look here now and see that our gelatine leaf is no longer like a leaf, is it? It's all soft, so we know that it's now ready to use. And we're just going to pop that on a low heat.
These bubbles that are forming around the outside, is that
means it's starting to cook. Okay. That gelatine is all now melted into there, so that's ready. 65, 66 degrees almost. So I don't want it to go over that 70. Using a thermometer, you know, it takes the risk out of it. There you go, 70.
Cool.
So at 70 degrees, we know the egg yolks are going to be cooked. So let's get some Manuka honey gold into here. Get our orange juice and the gelatine in there. Right. In goes our melted chocolate. There we go. If you can get this in the fridge now. So here's our Manuka gold that we've set with the agar. We're going to try something different here. Pop it in here. But see how I've broken it down now? And I've got like a nice gel. I'm thinking about how we're going to garnish things, right? So I'm going to try and do a restaurant presentation. I've never done this before on this plate or this style, so I'm learning as I'm going, and then I'm going to try and do a presentation like we'd do at home. So for the restaurant presentation, I've got a caramel sauce and I've got some pineapple. What I've done is I've got the pineapple and I've put it into a vacuum packed bag with some bourbon and some vanilla, and then I've sous vide it. So cooked it very slowly in a water bath at 85 degrees for an hour and a half. And I wanted to serve a pineapple carpaccio. I know that caramel sauce goes good with pineapple, yeah? I'll tell you what, you grab one of those spoons out of there and we'll just pop it on a spoon. If I just drizzle caramel sauce over the pineapple, a bit messy to eat, right? But if I turn the caramel sauce into a sphere, so there's liquid caramel, and all I've done is put some glucose in it, which is another jellification agent. And in here I've got some water and seaweed. And I'm just going to pour that in there like that. And you'll see that it's actually going to turn into a sphere. So this is your molecular gastronomy, right? So what's happening is it's just a reaction happening on the outside here, natural reaction that's forming a very slight membrane. So there you see, it's turned into a sphere. And if I just rinse the seaweed water off, and then if I just pop it on here, there's the sphere. So you put that in your mouth all in one go, and you will get this sort of taste sensation of the beautiful pineapple with the explosion of the caramel. Was good? Mm-hmm. Time to get the secret weapons out.
Oh yeah.
So we've got the box of tricks from another TV show, and we might just have a play around with some of them. Brenton, when you get your TV show, you'll have one, won't you?
Hopefully.
Hopefully, exactly. So what I've got here is a little bronze powder, and it's edible powder. And if we just mix that with a little vodka, a white spirit, just a little bit. So now we've got a paint.
Oh, wow.
Now you can put that on your plate. And what happens is the vodka evaporates and then leaves the bronze behind. The taste of that will be absolutely nothing. You won't even detect it. It's a food grade bronze. So let's finish off. And I need 2 pints whipped up, thanks. So a soft peak. 2 cups, sorry, not 2 pints. Geez, I really am saying I'm old school, eh? So it's all about mise en place for service, do you know what I mean? So that cream's looking good. What we'll do is we'll just put a little bit of the whipped cream in here, like that. And we'll just whisk that around. Now, the rest in here, and we'll fold it in. Now, to fold in, one fold, turn the bowl, one fold, turn the bowl. So I'm straight through, turning my spatula, turning the bowl. Now, if we were at home, and I didn't have one of these fancy machines, which some people do, you know, for making sodas and things. Some people might have them, but if you didn't, we could have some coffee cups perhaps we could use to put it in. Take some and just pour some in. And then I would pop that into the freezer and let it start to freeze. And then I would take it out and I would put some of our gel in there. But at the moment, because it's not frozen, it's sinking to the bottom. So you know what I mean? And then I would come along and I would top these babies up. And then when you cut into it, you'll have this lovely Manuka Gold gel in the middle. So that's what you do if you're at home. Pop those in the freezer mat. I'm a restaurant guy, so we're going to try and pour some in here without it going absolutely everywhere. There we go. Then we get this guy on here like this. And the first thing I'll do is get a cream charger into here. Here it goes. Now I want to get some NOS in there. So I've got a fully pressurised canister. And then what I would do is tip this upside down and I would leave it in the fridge until I'm ready to go. Now I've got some liquid nitrogen. Some of you will have had mandarin cheesels. I sort of discovered this, you know, when we first started playing around with liquid nitrogen. Everybody in the kitchen was like throwing everything in it. We put mandarin segments that were freeze-dried from this Fresh As company. And then we started eating them and suddenly noticed we were blowing all the smoke out our nose and thought, you know, plum cheesels is all good fun. There you go. There you go. All good fun. But we have a liquid nitrogen rock to make. But this one's been in the fridge for a while. I want you to stand here and just shake it down a couple of times. While you're doing that, over here I'm going to start getting our pineapple carpaccio on here. So I just want one piece down on the plate, and then I want another piece sitting on top of it like this. And I'm looking for one of my caramel sauce numbers, which is just going to sit on there like so. Just a tiny amount of the silver powder on top there. Now what we need to do is freeze the ladle. Okay, I'll take that. And this is like the ultimate snow freeze, right? Hold that, get some of my gel into here. And now we'll just finish it off. Right, she's out and looking great. So I'm freezing it on the outside and I really want that rock effect. I want it to look crazy. Just don't do this at home because it can be pretty dangerous. You get this on your finger and you take it out, it'll just snap off. And there we go. Our intergalactic rock. And the idea is when they go to the table, you know, this is quite crunchy at the moment. Hear it? It's a complete rock, but inside it'll be all soft and you'll have the gel. All right, do we like that? Yeah. So there it is. But now I'm going to show you how to plate one up if you're at home. Chances are probably you don't have any bronze powder, you probably don't have any liquid nitrogen, but you can buy this great stuff. This is a berry balsamous or a balsamic, which I think is great. And, you know, we could just, our stripe could be done with that. And we can all get pineapple at home, can't we? And we can probably all make a little caramel sauce. Take out one I frozen earlier, and we want to show off, right? So we'll turn it out. Let's just cut it in half and see if we can see our gel in the middle there, which we can. Really rustic on there. And then we've got an easy one for home.